I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Elmhurst City Council for Monday, June 2nd, 2025. And I'd ask that you all please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. City Manager, please call the roll.
Alderman Schenko.
Here.
Alderman Hill.
Here.
Alderman Bram.
Here.
Alderman Jensen. Here. Alderman Toledo. Absent. Alderman Baker.
Here.
Alderman Nudera. Absent. Alderman Virgil.
Here.
Alderman Nardini.
Here.
Alderman Bastido.
Here.
Alderman Irby.
Here.
Alderman Brennan.
Here.
Alderman Varimus. Absent. Alderman Bellinger.
Here.
11 present, 3 absent.
11 present, 3 absent. We have a quorum. We're getting started a little late this evening, about 10 minutes because of technical difficulties in our ability to broadcast the meeting. That being said, we'll move on to written communications. Is there anyone in the public that would like to deliver a written communication to the council? If so, please raise your hand. Seeing none, and none have been reported through the website. So we'll go on to public forum. City Manager, has anyone signed in for public forum?
Yes, one person. H. Scott Matheny, Chaplain, Elmhurst University.
If you'll step over to the back microphone there. Back a little further, Mr. Scott.
This one, Chaplain. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm used to the podium.
And feel free to
My clergy style.
Amen.
Thank you all. I have the distinct honor of serving as the chaplain at Elmhurst for 28 years. I have been since 1997. And I am leaving, and when I talked with Scott a couple months ago, it became really clear in my role that it is important for me to be able to say thank you to a number of individuals, organizations, and people. And this council was one of them. I left New York City in 1997 as the chaplain at Columbia University, Barnard College, and had a distinguished and joyful career, and came to Elmhurst a bit scared, not sure what I was walking into. And you all welcomed me in a way that was quite commanding, and it has become home for me. And I could not leave August 1st of this summer without saying thank you to a number of places and people because of what I have experienced here. And I wanted you to know that, one, I am extremely thankful for what I have been offered here, and what has happened in the councils, the committees, the fire department, the police department, all the things that I've had the joy of serving with, along with the university. But that there is something much more powerful about finding, for me at least, the North Star, and helping students, staff, faculty, this institution, the school, the university, this city, figure out where it's going and what it's doing. And that you all have helped that, and that I could not leave here without saying thank you. As I leave, I will move to Chicago because presidents and chaplains need to leave, and I can't come back unless I'm invited back. Mm-hmm. But that said, I could not walk away without the opportunity to say to particularly the city of Elmhurst, what I experienced, the power, the grace, the joy, the fights. Yes, there's been fights. We've landed in different places. There's nothing wrong with that. But that I know that there is something very powerful and real and gracious about this community. And I could not leave in my role without saying that. And to say, beyond thank you, that there will be others that will come, and that I hope that they will have even better experiences of this city than I have had. I've lived in this community, and I no longer live here. I commute in. But there is a sense of home, a place, a belonging. And that doesn't happen without hard work, thinking, people rolling up their sleeves and doing good work. So for that, I'm thankful. And I needed to let Scott know the school's done all kinds of things to recognize me, and I'm deeply honored and thankful for Troy and all the people, for the business community, and John and Ken and so many folks that have helped out. But I leave with this sense of not sadness, but joy because of what this has been. So thank you. And that's all I need to say.
Chaplain, thank you. I've worked with you and known you I've worked with you for 15 years, and we've worked on things at the university and a number of programs together. And you've done a lot for the community. You've done a great deal more for the university. We appreciate that, and thank you for coming out tonight to say your goodbyes to us. It's
Blessings to all of you.
Thank you.
Good day.
All right, is there anyone else who would like to make public comment that did not have the opportunity to sign in prior to the meeting? If so, raise your hand. All right, seeing none, we'll close public forum. Are there any announcements? Seeing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. City Manager, please read the consent agenda.
Item 6.1, minutes of the regular meeting of the Elmhurst City Council on May 19th, 2025. 6.2, accounts payable from June 2nd, 2025 in the amount of $1,955,078.25. 6.3, report case 25 ZBA 06 Mason Variations 364 South Hawthorne. 6.4, report Elmhurst Police Department request to declare surplus obsolete video equipment. Item 6.5, a report Michigan Street and Belden Avenue intersection safety evaluation. Item 6.6, report crosswalk safety evaluation Addison Street between 1st and 2nd Streets. Item 6.7, a report 2025 purchase of asphalt. Item 6.8, a report First Street Bridge Project Motor Fuel Tax Fund resolution. Item 6.9, Van Buren, a report Van Buren and Crescent Road Reconstruction Project Motor Fuel Tax Fund resolution. Item 6.10, ZO 12-2025, an ordinance granting a rear yard setback variation for the property commonly known as 765 South Cedar Avenue, Elmhurst, Illinois. 6.11, a resolution to approve and adopt the updated capitalization policy. Item 6.12, a resolution to approve the installation of a public mural at the city-owned Adelaide parking deck. Item 6.13, resolution approving and authorizing the execution of change order number 1 for the maintenance and cleaning of digester 3 at the water reclamation facility. And item 6.14, a resolution regarding the release of certain closed session minutes.
Thank you, City Manager. Is there any item on the consent agenda that any alderman would like to remove, either for further discussion or to vote against? Seeing none, may I have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Alderman Bastida with a motion, Alderman Bram with a second. City Manager, please call the roll.
Alderman Shanko.
Aye.
Alderman Hill.
Aye.
Alderman Bram.
Aye.
Alderman Jensen.
Aye.
Alderman Toledo, absent. Alderman Baker.
Aye.
Alderman Nudera, absent. Alderman Virgil.
Aye.
Alderman Nardini.
Aye.
Alderman Bastido.
Aye.
Alderman Irby.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Aye.
Alderman Verimus, absent. Alderman Bellinger.
Aye.
11 aye, 0 nay, 3 absent.
Doesn't add up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
4 absent. What, 3?
11 aye, 3 absent, 0 nay. That adds up. 14. Right?
Nah.
3.
11-3, all right.
Yeah.
So you're correct. 11 aye, 3 absent, 0 nay, 3 absent. Consent agenda passes. On to reports and recommendations of appointed elected officials. Mayor Levin, I have a few. I want to thank our own internal staff. Actually, on this one, Heather Barakis, we took over the operation of the Memorial Day Parade for the first time this year, and I would say it went out without a hitch, and we had a very good service afterwards at Wilder Park, and I was pleased to see a good number of people, more than I've seen in many years, attending and honoring those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for us. Second, I attended the Twilight Trot, which is the Dan Gibbons version of the original race course. on Saturday evening, starting over at Arlington, near the fountain there, Arlington and used to live there, what's that street? South.
South Street.
Yeah, and we had about 500 participants running. It was a very good turnout for a inaugural event. We had a good event downtown at the same time at City Center, and I had to remind Mr. Gibbons that we are a town that unless it's Thanksgiving and you're the only event in town, we're probably going to have two. So those were a couple other good events. For the aldermen, particularly those who have had the opportunity to travel to Springfield on our annual drive down, we say we had a very successful legislative session. We didn't increase the amount of our local government distributive fund, but we fought off the increased pension advances that would have been impossible for us to afford. And we're still in the fight for making sure that in the reworking of the Regional Transportation Authority that we will have the opportunity to have meaningful participation by veto-proof majorities, and we're still negotiating on that. So all in all, and some of the FOIA, OMA legislation that was initiated through us and through DuPage mayors and managers has passed out of the Senate and will be taken up by the House at a later time. So all in all, a good session. We will have the ribbon cutting and inaugural concert at our new performance facility. This is going to be on Friday, June 6th at 6:30 p.m. Next to the museum, 120 East Park Avenue. This is funded completely by a state grant and by fundraising by our Historical Museum Foundation. No local tax dollars involved. So if you can get there for the ribbon cutting at 6:30, that's great. More about it will be said later. And I've been asked to remind that St. Demetrios Greek Festival is the weekend of June 13th through 15th. City Manager?
Thank you, Mayor. One item that the neighborhood roll calls have started. So we encourage all residents to come out to their roll call. It's posted on the Facebook page for the police department. This week's roll calls will be on Tuesday night. They're all on Tuesday and Thursday nights at 7 o'clock. This week's will be at North End and Kenilworth on Tuesday. And on Thursday, it will be at Schiller and Maison Street. So please encourage all your residents and aldermen, of course, to come out to those. Thank you.
Thank you, City Manager. Any other reports of elected officials? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to other business. Is there any other business to be brought before the council this evening? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn. Alderman Hill with a motion to adjourn. Alderman Virgil with a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. We are adjourned. Thank you all.